Welcome back, mercenary MechWarriors. Sell swords, guns for hire. I am your host, Get Good Fox, and it's time for some more Legend of the Kestrel Lancers. That's right, more MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. So we've got some new acquisitions. So last time, we had the Zeus. And so we got the Zeus in here. We got a lot of stuff that's being recustomized. Hopefully, the travel time eats up all of this, including the work on. I don't even remember which mech Valkyrie. Actually, I would know by it's this one. So here's one of our new acquisitions. Valkyries has been upgraded into a very noble-looking Black Knight, a very deadly 75-ton mech, also a very fan favorite. People think this is a very cool looking design. But I also went ahead and added in a Orion, which might be fooled by those giant arms, think there's some kind of like massive like autocannon or PPC, but no, the autocannon is right on its hip or right on the side of its body. Those they're just little baby small lasers are inside the two arms. But yes, so we've got some new acquisitions. I'm still maintaining a stock of some of the smaller mechs just in case something silly happens, but we are trying to upgrade into bigger ones just because that seems to be the direction that the game is going in. Anyways, time to see. Let's just go ahead and click the button. So, new assignment. Commander Marshall Jackson says, Commander, I've tried contacting both the COC and the Fusiliers to alert them of our plight, but since the impending invasion of Sarna is considered top secret, their entire unit is operating under a communications blackout until they secure Sarna. By the time, it could be too late for us. We will need to dispatch you to Sarna on your own. Your mission will be to link up with the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers Combat Commander, General Gordon Hartstone, I don't know how you pronounce it, or the Battle Mech Regiment Commander, Colonel Anthony Harkness. Wow, the name Harkness just keeps popping up. Popped up in Fallout 3, popped up in my memories. But deliver this verigraphed message from myself explaining our situation. Once you've made contact with them, your objective on Sarna is to find the location of Sarna's Maskarovka headquarters and demolish it before they can decrypt the 3rd Crucis' codebook. See if General Hartston or Colonel Harkness can spare some forces to support you once you've made contact. Unfortunately, due to Sarna's distance through hostile space and with jump ship availability being in short supply, the best we could muster for you is a route that will take over Okay, so the route's going to take over 3 months. That means that the Battlemaster will be more than ready by then, before you arrive at Sarna, and another 16 days traveling from the jump point to the planet itself. So that's one of the things that's kind of neat about Battletech is the idea that, light speed travel, it's not it's not instantaneous. And that's not because the jump ships don't travel fast, it's because they can't make the whole jump, they don't have the power to make, from one side of the inner sphere to the next. They actually have to stop, recharge, and make multiple jumps on the way there, and the recharges, they take a while to do, days, weeks even. By the time you touch down, it will be almost a month after the Fusiliers have initiated their invasion of the planet. If everything goes well, by the time you reach Sarna, they should have a strong foothold already established in system. Commander, until you make contact with the Fusiliers, you will be on your own with no support. So I need to ask, are you absolutely sure you have all your mechs and equipment queued for refit during the journey? I have no idea what the situation on Sarna will look like by the time you arrive, so be extra sure you have collected all needed provisions prior to departing. Godspeed, Commander. Contact me immediately once your objective is complete. So the journey will be 140 days. They are trying so hard to try and idiot-proof their campaign so that no one can be like, oh god, I'm being thrown into battle and I haven't made any modifications to my battle mech. So they are trying so hard to make that happen. Anyways, I'm pushing the button. Sarna Commonality, Capellan Confederation.
Sarna, capital system of the Sarna Commonality and one of the jewels of the Capellan Confederation. For centuries, Sarna had been a beacon of industry and technological sophistication. once housing large populous cities across all of its continents, feeding a healthy commercial manufacturing industry. But, like the rest of the Ionosphere, the succession wars brought death and destruction to Sarna. Today, although it's only a shadow of its former self, it remains an important world. Its aerospace and dropship manufacturing centers, combined with its centralized location in Capellan space, have made it a prime target for the Federated Suns' ongoing invasion of the Confederation. House Davion has charged the elite 5th Syrtis Fusiliers with taking Sarna. In order to complete our mission, we will first need to make contact with their commanding officers, General Gordon Hartstone and Colonel Anthony Harkness. But something seems to be wrong. Although we jumped into the system 7 days ago, I have not yet been able to hail anyone on the wideband Federated Suns command channel. I'm getting nothing but silence every time I try. Even more disturbing, the local news is reporting that the Fusiliers have attacked and destroyed Sarna's HPG relay station, which has cut the system out of contact with the rest of the Ionosphere, spreading panic among Sarna's populace. Our mission to recover the stolen Mio codebooks is far too important for us to abandon. Whatever the odds, we must make contact with the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers and request their assistance in finding and destroying the stolen codebooks. Otherwise, the entire security of Operation Rat could be compromised. Let's just hope we're not too late.
They attacked an HPG uplink? That is so stupid. That's massively illegal. Attacking Comstar property, especially an HPG uplink, that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so I guess we are here. Mission briefing. Let me hold on a second. All of our work orders are done, right? Yep, so all of our work orders are complete, all of our mechs are in working order, and they should all have the customizations that, I don't know if I necessarily like them, but they should have the customizations that work for them. Major Rihanna Campbell says, it's Sarna Part 1, by the way, we're on our final approach to Sarna, and I'm still getting nothing on the Davion command channel. I'm also picking up a large amount of space debris in shallow orbit right outside of Sarna's exosphere. It looks to be the debris of a number of destroyed dropships or satellites, but they are too small to make out any discernible origin. Wait a minute. Commander, I'm just beginning to get a read on the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers encoded channel. It's incredibly faint. They appear to be sending an SOS. The message is only a single set of coordinates accompanied by a single repeating text transmission. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is 5th Syrtis Fusiliers calling for assistance from any forces loyal to the Federated Suns. We are needing assistance at the following coordinates. No holovid or audio, and no declaration of any identification. And the signal on this is so faint that I can't even get a read on anything beyond the text transmission and the coordinates. I don't like this, Commander. I don't like this one bit. Unfortunately, these coordinates are the only lead we have at finding the Fusiliers, and we need those code books and their help, or everything will be lost. If the signal is legitimate, we'll need to assist the Fusiliers and make contact with General Hartstone or Colonel Harkness if we are going to have any hope of completing our mission. But be extremely cautious, Commander. This has all the markings of a trap to lure Davion loyalists into an ambush. I would not risk our most effective mechs until we have a better idea of what's going on. If it's as bad as it looks, we are going to need to prepare for the long haul. Okay, so it sounds like this could be some kind of fake out thing. Commander, if we are going to survive on a hostile world such as Sarna, we'll need to find other forces loyal to the Federated Suns. An SOS from the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers might be the lead we need to find allied forces in the area. Be extra careful, as this has all the markings of a trap and we have no idea how long it will take us to complete our mission. So, difficulty level is 60 and our tonnage limit is 290. Let's go ahead and just go maximum money. Oh, actually, let's see. What is 8 salvage going to get us? 8 salvage gets us 27. That is actually enough to salvage a large battle mech. So let's actually go that instead. And let me finagle our drop weight. Okay, so I've decided to take Rihanna's advice, and we are going to be going in with a more restrained team. None of the assault mechs are going to be deployed, but I'm still going to go in a mech that I feel pretty comfortable using, and that would be the Black Knight. I really like this mech, so I want to make sure that we're using something reliable. And then we're going to be bringing in the Cataphract. We're going to be bringing in a Thunderbolt. Once again, not, I could have brought in the Orion, but we're just kind of going for, like, the good mechs. Not the best mechs, just the good mechs. So, yeah, the Thunderbolt and then the Archer. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Now, it looks like it's ye ol' dropship deployment rather than just warping in or the screen sweeping in. That's fine. Gives you a little bit of, it's kind of like riding the roller coaster when it's at like the peak of the drop.
HPG relay station's destruction has allowed us to land on Sarna undetected, but I'm still not getting any responses on the Federated Suns wideband. The only thing we're detecting is a faint SOS signal from the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers. I've marked its approximate location on your HUD. If there are any Federation forces out there, we need to make contact with them ASAP if we are to have any hope of surviving this deep into Kaplan territory. But be on your guard, Commander. This SOS signal could be a trap. They appear to be members of the Fusiliers, transmitting IFF frequencies to them now. Let's go up and introduce ourselves.
Okay, so I was about to say, it looks like we've got some friendly IFFs, but they could be Capellans transmitting the IFFs of Davian mechs, so, who knows? Got ourselves a suitably epic battlefield for this as well. I feel like my mech feels a little sluggish. Like, I don't feel like I'm rotating quite as nicely as I should be. Is my mouse being a little... I don't know what it is, but I feel like a little drunk. Like, I'm not... Like my bat, maybe that's just this mech. Maybe this mech just doesn't have like as good of a turning speed as other mechs. That is a stat actually, torso rotation speeds. But anyways, let me wait until we get closer.
Incoming mechs, stay where you are. Your IFF says you're with the 2nd Cruises Lancers. Why are the Lancers here on Sarna?
The Lancers aren't here in force, it's only us. We're here on special assignment from Marshal Jackson Davion. We have an urgent matter to discuss with General Hearthstone.
He's gone. We believe he's been KIA.
What about Colonel Harkness?
Definitely KIA. His Marauder was bombarded by Inferno missiles. When he tried to punch out, Inferno gel poured into his cockpit and burned him alive.
Who's in charge here then?
You're looking at her. Captain Alana Damu, 5th Syrtis Fusiliers, 1st Battalion. And as much as I would love to know why you're here, that is going to have to wait. We've got bigger problems at the moment. We're waiting on our salvage teams to strip this Gazelle for any surviving provisions. We're not going to make it much longer if we can't salvage as much of its supplies as we can.
Walk on up to the treasure to pick it up.
Speaking of salvage, yeah, so these mechs are not in good shape. Like, as you can see, all of its forward armor has been, like, destroyed. And it has only a little bit of rear armor. So it's not looking like it's in too good a shape.
We're detecting Liao forces converging on our position. They must have tracked your approach here. Lancers, my men are exhausted and stretched to the brink. I cannot afford to lose any more of them. Help us fight through this with minimal losses, and I'll see what I can do about helping you with your special assignment.
We're on it, Captain.
So yeah, the Inferno missiles, like those do exist in this time in our current like chronology, but like they're just not in the game. I would absolutely love to use Inferno missiles. How dare you? Let me get in the cover before I get pounded by like PPCs. Too late. Already getting shot at. This mech has been designed for close combat, though it does have any mech of this speed. I typically like at least one long-range option. But it really wants to get close to you, and when it does, it's not going to be good news for you. Let me tell you that right now. What do we got? A Marauder there? That's a bigger target for me. I'm going to go over the Marauder. So our Black Knight has a pair of large lasers, and then it has 3 flamers and 2 small lasers, allowing it to do some huge, like, overheating issues to it. Once we get in here, this Marauder's going to quickly have some problems. And it's designed in a way where, while the small lasers and the... Let me give him a punch. Oh, it looks like we just overheated him right there. It's designed in a way where the large lasers are still usable in combat. So the large lasers act as my punch. They're still working on that guy. I'm going to try to close the distance. I don't think he has a lock on me, but because nothing is giving him a lock. So I'm going to come out right over here. There we go. There we go. Just get them burning up with our good old flamers. Yes, just shoot those lasers and heat up even more. 3 flamers is now capable. Basically, with the power of 3 flamers, we are officially going through basically 15 heat sinks. Because, there we go. Now we can kind of ease off a little bit. There we go. So remember, each flamer basically cancels out 5 heat sinks.
Captain Damu, do you have dropship support to extract your unit?
No. Our dropship support was destroyed in low orbit shortly after we made planetfall. We've been tracking down and salvaging whatever supplies we can from as many of the downed support dropships we can find. I'll be straight with you. After a solid month of dodging hostile forces, we're on our last legs.
What happened here?
Sarna was a trap. Our MEO intelligence was completely inaccurate. They said that the system was only defended by a few regiments of militia with possible light mech reserve support. What we ended up getting was all 4 regiments of McCarran's armored cavalry. They waited for us to make planetfall before attacking our dropships as they tried to return to a low orbit, trapping all of us on this rock. Then, their mech and vehicle forces pinned us against the Grey River and slaughtered everyone. Only a handful of us were able to make it out. If we don't secure these supplies, we won't last much longer. What you see here is pretty much all that's left of the 5th Syrtis Fusiliers.
So that's the Big Mac. Yes, McCarran's Armored Cavalry is a really massive and powerful mercenary company. They've been around for a long time, and they are known to work exclusively. That might be too strong of a word, but to my knowledge, they work exclusively with House Liao, and have a massively good reputation with the Confederation. Let's get in here and just destroy this guy. This guy's almost down. This mech is almost down as well. That's the end of him. Fortunately, the Fusiliers are doing a good bit of damage to him as well.
We've tried multiple times, but the Confederation have seemed to blanket the entire system in some sort of thick electromagnetic field that's completely scrambling anything that isn't short-range communications on planet.
That would explain why we weren't reading anything on the wideband on our burn into the system.
Okay, I don't want to go out there with so many radar contacts. Okay, some of them are being really dumb and getting close, so I'll just eat them up as they come. Like, if they're going to keep going like this, yeah, I have no problem just gobbling them up as they come. Okay, what is that assault mech? It is... Okay, it's a Victor. It's actually not that big of a threat. They're through the center armor of him. I can use the extreme accuracy of the large lasers just to kind of like... See, like, I think you can see kind of the way the mech plays now is... The large lasers are our punch, and we can use it to... There we go. Let me just try to knock out... Basically, we could use the flamers and the lasers to pressure and disable the mechs, and then we have our very high accuracy large lasers that are used to just like take these battle mechs apart, target any weak points. And right now this mech is like helpless, so I don't even need to use anything else to like... In fact, I can just ignore him and move to a better target. Got ourselves a Raven here. The continuous fire of this weapon is also really good for destroying these kinds of mechs, as well as the high accuracy of lasers are just really good for toasting these like annoying little mechs. Yes! Very nice. Finish him off. I'm going to go after that other mech. According to our kill count...
Towards the system, we caught the news saying that you blokes took out the local HPG station.
I don't believe that for a second. No matter what the Confederation's state-run news says. The HPG was our only hope of contacting anyone off-world about our dire situation here. It makes no sense that we would destroy the only means of saving ourselves. With Liao shooting down our dropships and the HPG destroyed, we have no way of contacting anyone off-planet. Whoever destroyed the HPG most likely condemned us all to death.
Yeah, something seemed fishy about that. You have to be absolutely mental to even think about crossing Comstar and their HPG stations. Last time someone tried, the entire Free Worlds League found themselves without interstellar communications for almost a year. And they only got it back because their Captain General capitulated to Comstar's every demand.
He's like, his function is to be basically like exposition. He's like a dispenser of exposition. Like, my large lasers dispense like the light in a concentrated form. He like dispenses like concentrated exposition. I'm going like this because, like, remember, we're a close range mech, so I'm trying to use this to kind of get into range so I can start burning these guys up. This mech is known for having heat problems, so like it's not going to take very long for us to like saturate this mech. In addition to that, it's also known for not having the strongest armor, so like this mech is just like absolutely helpless to like our...
Captain Damu, I'm showing no further enemies on Skull. It looks like we are in the clear.
Your Lancers really pulled through for us. Thank you. Stick around till we're done here, then follow us. We'll talk about Marshal Davian's special assignment for you once we reach our encampment. Word of advice, though, lose the dropship. Keep it suborbital if you need to relocate. The Big Mac will shoot you out of the sky if they think you're assisting us. Whether you like it or not, you're stuck in the trenches with us till this is all over.
Well, I wonder if we're going to be fighting McCarran's armored cavalry. Time for the pain. Time for the pain. Wow, this mech's like pristine looking. Like, you didn't do any fighting at all. Like, it's like, this is all just, that's just what the mech looks like. That's not even battle damage. So the 2.3 million. And here's our 27 shares of salvage paying off. Looks like the biggest thing we can take is this catapult. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and take it. Are there any weapons that I want, though? Let me see. Maybe they'll sneak a double heatsink in here. No double heatsinks. I kind of want these machine guns. We use these, and those are higher quality, so I'm going to take those. And, I don't. Let's take the PPC. There we go. So, Davion says, thanks for the assist. Follow us to our base, and we'll discuss Marshal Davian's assignment for you. House Liao says, who were those reinforcements with the scavengers? They don't look like any mechs we've been hunting. Interesting. I don't know who we are. Oh, because of the blackout. I'm guessing they got framed. Like, I wonder who destroyed it. Like, was it House Liao and maybe they're trying to shift the blame onto them? It's possible. Damage report looks really good. The Black Knight got a little bit singed, especially on the right arm, but the armor held, and that is my job. Like, I designed the Black Knight, and along with my playstyle, to lead the attack, and the jungles, the trees allowed us to kind of get up on the enemies and just kind of like pop out and like start punching the daylights out of them. The Thunderbolt did really good. 440 damage, still not 1,300, but what can you expect? Still, overall, the team did just fine. Cataphract must have gotten lost most of the time. Barely did any damage, barely took any damage. The Sarna debrief says, Captain Alana Damu says, thanks for watching our backs out there, Commander. Ever since McCarran's killed a majority of the Fusiliers on the Grey River, we've been in bad shape. Lots of the survivors that we found had severe injuries or infections after weeks of surviving off of Sarna's jungle. But we've recovered a handful of mech warriors who are still fit for service after having their mechs blasted out from under them by the armored cavalry. If you don't mind taking on the extra personnel, I'll assign them over to you to use as you see fit. They're good mech warriors, but I just don't have enough equipment to keep them in the fight. So, okay, it looks like we're getting this guy down here as a result. When you're ready, let's see what Marshal Davian feels the need to send you all the way out here to this hellhole on your lonesome. Looks like what we recovered is an extra 1.3 million C-bills, more reputation. We got an AMS, an anti-missile system. I don't think any of our mechs are compatible with it, though. Like, you need an AMS slot to use the anti-missile system. And then we got Lieutenant Miastos Stabjorn. Stabjorn face? I don't even know. So, yeah. Let's check the damage report. Like I said, I don't think there are any armor breaches, so you're going to take 2 days, nice and simple. Take 4 days, you're going to take 16 days. Got a little quick. This mech, 20 days. Oh, so it looks like if repairs take 100% longer. So this one is going to be a little more about attrition. That's probably why they advised us not to use our best battle mechs. Let's see when the next mission is. 37 days, so that it doesn't even matter. Our battle mechs are going to be ready. This catapult certainly won't be, though. I could swap it in here for something, just to get another missile battle mech at the ready. I'll have to think about that, though. I'll debate that. Ew, got an awesome here. I might pick up that awesome. We need more money, though. Awesome costs 10 million. Ooh, a stalker, too. That's a good mech. 11 million. So, like, we are seeing some bigger, badder mechs here, but they're these are really expensive, so, we just can't afford these. Although, at the present, I feel like our Lance is doing pretty good. Anyways, that's going to be the end of today's episode. So, we are now on Sarna. I'm guessing it's going to follow the 3 mission kind of system. Let me know what you thought about these battle mechs, though. How did you feel about, like, what did you think about our new Black Knight in action, the double large lasers, and then the mixture of flamers and small lasers? That Marauder in particular did not enjoy that, having to suffer a shutdown. Those battle mechs that use really hot weapons, not good news once the Black Knight gets its hand. I kind of like the idea of, like, it fights kind of dirty. Like I said, I'd love to use Inferno missiles if I had them. But alas, that is not currently an option. Maybe they'll add Inferno missiles in a future update. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like the video if it's entertaining. Subscribe for future MechWarrior 5 Legend Kestrel Lancers content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.